Hello once again, our most valued student. My name is Confident and welcome to the continuation of this grade 9 paper. This is the part 3, the last video, where we are looking at this grade 9 paper, mathematics paper 2. If you have been following me, like I'm getting from students who are saying, please finish up the paper for this grade 9. This is part 3. And we're going to look at these questions. So we're going to start with this transformation here and do all these question number 4. We'll look at this transformation. That's what we're going to look at. And then we go on to look at question number 5. This is more of space and shapes. You know, we call it mensuration, space and shape. It's very, very important. I think it carries, if I look at this question number 5, 19 marks. So that's what I'm going to be covering. And lastly, 8 marks is still on the space and shape. The space and shape, we're going to look at question number 6 that covers 8 marks. So 8 plus 19 marks is 27 marks. You don't want to lose that. And actually, guys, remember, as I'm starting this lesson, there are previous lessons that I've done, especially when it comes to geometry. I need you to grab hold of that because it carries more than 60% of the paper. You see, we've been working on these from question number 2. If you look from question number 2, it's geometry. Question number 2, question number 3 was geometry. Question number 3, question number 3. But it's a lot of marks. That is that. Okay. I hope you guys are benefiting from this. So now let's look at question number 4. And I say this is transformation. It says draw the image of the object. So this is the object A, B, C, D, E, F. Translate it. This is the key now. Look at this. You are translating it 5 units to the left. Now, which direction is the left? This direction is the left. So you're going how many units? You're going 5. Alright. And then 6 units upwards. And which direction is upwards? That direction is upwards. And how many units are you going? You're going 6. Okay, on the same Cartesian plane. So what you do is they give you here, we can start actually with A. I can actually start with A here to say what is my A originally. So my original A here is, if I look at the coordinates, you know how to read coordinates, right? You can see that the X is what? 2. The Y is minus 2. So that's what that's what I'm saying when you're saying read. So you're saying you've got 2 and minus 2. Sorry about this. I mustn't put this. This is the transformating, the one after transformation. So this is the original A, but after transformation, that's where I write A with that prime. So after transformation, we are saying, remember, here we are moving 5 units to the left. Remember that. And we are moving 5 units upwards. So when you are moving to the left, what is it that you are seeing? You see that to the left is negative. Are you seeing that? And then to the right, upwards is what? Is positive. So when you're talking about to the left, we're talking about negative. Are you with me? And then upwards, we're talking about positive. Alright. So if we are saying negative, meaning you are going to be subtracting. If we're saying positive, meaning you're going to be adding. So now, you see, when we're saying, in this case, 5 units to the left, that is our x-axis. See, this is our x. To the left, this direction is the x. Upwards, what we have? We have got the y-axis. So that is the upwards. So it is our y. So you see here in your x, I'm just going to do the first one, then the other ones is going to be easy. So this is your x and this is your y. Are you seeing that? So if I'm saying here, I'm moving to the left. So you are more like saying 2 minus 5. That's the x part. And then minus 2 plus 6. Are you seeing that? That's how you are working on it. You are separating 5, you are adding 6. So now, if you continue with your A here as a complement, or your new translated A, 2 minus 5 is minus 3. minus 2 plus 6 is 4. So you identify now the new a as minus 3 and 4. So if you look at it, minus 3, remember how you plot. There is x is minus 3 and y is what? Is 4. So the point where this is meeting, where is that point? It is that point. Are you seeing that? So guys, this is just me trying to work this out. Everything is done like that. So let's start with the new a. So our new a is what? It's minus 3 and 4. We are saying is that. So that is our new a. We continue now. I'm just going to be doing this in a way much quicker so that we don't waste some time on this. But I think you got everything that I was doing. So let's go for b. b, the coordinates of b is 2 and minus 5. So we've got b being 2 and minus 5, and the new b here, it will be 2 minus 5 and minus 5 plus 6. So what we have for our b, it will be minus 3 and 1. So you come here, minus 3 and 1, there is our new translated b. Alright, so we move on to the next one, which is our c, and in this case c is 4 minus 5. So we've got our c as 4 minus 5, and our new translated, I think you know what to do. We are saying here c is 4 minus 5 is minus 1, and minus 5 plus 6 is 1. You see that? So we come to c as minus 1 and plus 1. There it is. You see? So I'm just doing it now first so that you can just quickly finish up this. And then d is 4 minus 4. So we come to our d as 4 minus 4. The new d after translation, remember, is 4 minus 5, which is minus 1. You're separating 4 minus 5 to the left. And then upwards, minus 4 plus 6 is what? It's 2. So now d is minus 1. You identify your minus 1, and then you identify 2. There is d, the new d part. And then we move on. I think we're about to finish e. It's 3 minus 4. So I think I can even have e here as 3 minus 4. And after translation, e becomes, and then 3 minus 5 is minus 2, and minus 4 plus 6 is 2. That's e. E is minus 2 and 2. There it is. We have got e here as prime. And I think the last one is f. F is 3 minus 2. So we have got f as 3 and minus 2. And after translation, f becomes 3 minus 5, it's minus 2 plus 6, it's 4. So we have got what? Minus 2 and 4. There it is. And this is f prime. Are you seeing that? And then now when you join these points, because they said have the new image after the translation, that's what they wanted. They wanted you to come up with this. Are you with me? So the question was, draw the image A, B, C, D translated, so on the same Cartesian plane. So they didn't want this as such, but you needed to come up with this image. But you see the working that I was trying to bring to you. So this is the new image. Okay, so let's not waste time there. You get 5 marks. I think it's good marks. 4.2, we are given A, B, C are the vertices of triangle ABC. Now it says write down the coordinates of A, B, C reflected about the y-axis. I'm going to borrow this. Let's borrow this Cartesian plane. Just out of interest, let's borrow it. They are saying A is 1, 2. I just want to see how it will look like. A is, let me check again here. A is 1, 2. 1 and 2 is here. This is my A. I hope it will come out. b is minus 2, 3. So I want to erase this now because there is that part. b is minus 2 and 3. It's coming out well. Alright, and what is c? c is minus 4 minus 1. Yes, it did come out well. There it is, this. So if you connect these points, it's a triangle. You see that? I'm just borrowing this. You didn't need to do this. I just want to show you how it will look like. And then they are saying here, here is write down the coordinates of A. You're just writing down A, B, C reflected in the y-axis. Now, if you are reflecting along the y-axis, these are the y-axis that they're talking about. Let me use something different and something thinker. You are reflecting here. You see that? These are the y-axis that you are reflecting on. So if you reflect, B, look at it. Now, this is your mirror. B will jump this side. Are you seeing that? And then A will jump this side and C will jump this side. But now when you are reflecting, let me make something simpler with the reflection here. So B, you count on, you don't worry with the y-axis. You are only focused on the x-axis. Please, you focus on the x-axis. You ask yourself, what's the distance? Remember, B is 3. Don't worry, not 3, it's minus 3. Let me check B. What did they say? They said B was minus 2. Did I do B well? B was minus 2, 3. B was minus 2, 3. So I think I made an error here. Let me check. Let me check. Apologies for that. B was minus 2 and 3. So I expected B to be here. Sorry about that. So now if I draw this, it was supposed to be like this, and it was supposed to be like that. And I expect this to be my B. Alright, B was minus 2, 3. Okay, so look at this. If B is here, so now you focus, just because it's along the y-axis, you focus on minus 2, forget about the other one. And then A, what was the coordinate of A? You also focus on 1. That's the one that is going to change. Forget about the y value because it's along the y-axis. And C is minus 4. You see what I'm doing? You forget about the y value. So from minus 4, it will become 4. So you come here to say, there is my C. From my minus 4, it will become 4 along the same part. Minus 1 does not change. Minus 1 does not change because it's along the y-axis. So we have a point here. That is your new C. Are you with me? So it will become what? 4. You see, minus 1 does not change. And what about A? In this case, it was 1. What will it become? It will become, in this case, minus 1. So it will become here. I hope this doesn't change here. C is, this is our point C. It becomes 1 and what? In this case, C is negative 1. Right? Negative 1, and in this case 2. And B becomes 2. We come here. B becomes the new B. This was the new C. This was the new A. Actually, this one is the new A. B becomes what? B becomes 2, and then we maintain the part of what? Of 3. Alright, so now when we connect these parts, what do we have? We have got this part, we have got that part, and we have got this part. You see this? Now we have reflected this image, you see, along the y-axis. So now what do you do when you are writing it? You just focus on A, 1, 2, they said write down. It becomes A, you just change minus 1, 2. just like that. And then b minus 2, 3, it becomes what? B. You focus on what? On the x-axis. When you reflect along the y-axis, you change the x-axis only. It becomes 2 and 3. The opposite is true. And then c, so this is b, the new b. C was what? Minus 4 minus 1. It will become the new c, which is what? 4 minus 1. Alright, so this was the what? This is a reflection along the the y-axis. So if they say you're reflecting along the x-axis, for example, out of interest sake, what was going to be a? A, which is 1, 2. Now, work out with me now. It will become what? Let's say you are reflecting along the x-axis. Now, when it's x-axis, don't change the x-axis. So you'll be having x remaining the same, y becoming now negative 2. You see that? And what about your b? Your b will become, it was minus 2, 3. So minus 2 remain the same, but now it will be minus 3. Do you see what is happening? So don't forget that. Alright. So that is that I wanted to bring to you. Now let's go to question number 5. Here. We're in question number 5. It says, given below is a cube. A cube, you must know what is a cube, with length 7 centimeters. So this is a cube, and we expect in a cube, when they say it is 7 centimeters, so the length, the breadth is also supposed to be what? 7 centimeters. And the height, we expect the height also to be what? To be 7 centimeters. You see? That is the cube. Now calculate the perimeter of the base of the cube in meters, correct to 2 decimal places. Now careful now, calculate the perimeter. That's the first question. Now what is the perimeter? They are looking for this shape here. When they talk about the perimeter, let me use a different line. Perimeter, look, if I had drawn this shape like this, think it was going to be like this. You see? So you are having a shape, the base is like this. That's what you're having at the bottom. You see, that's what you are having now at that base. This is the base, the bottom of this cube. And then we are saying, remember, I know it's not to scale, 7 centimeters and 7 centimeters. And when you talk about the perimeter, we're talking about the distance around. You add all these 7 centimeters. So you've got two options. You can say perimeter is equal to, here, P for perimeter is 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7, which is equal to what? 28. Or you can say P is 7 times what? 7 times 4. But it's 28 centimeters, which is equal to 28 centimeters. But the question says, calculate the base of the cube in meters. Be careful of such small things. So you have to convert centimeters to meters. What do you do? Then you can say equal to, continue, 28 over 100. Why? Because guys, you must remember 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. Are you with me? So now when you are going from centimeters, look, you are going from the smaller to the bigger. You are going from the smaller to the bigger. You divide. But when you're going from the bigger to the smaller, you multiply. Don't forget that. So that's why we divide. And then when you do that, which is equal to, take a calculator, which is 0.28. They say to 2 decimal places, then that becomes the answer. So now you can do that with the calculator. You take your calculator, just want to show you, and then you just divide 28 over 100, then equal to, you press SD 0.28, but it's in meters. Alright, that's the perimeter. And then calculate the area of the base of the cube in centimeters squared. Now they are back again to the same question, the area. Now this is a square, guys. I know it looks like a rectangle, but a cube is meant to be a square. And you know what is the area of a square? When you're finding the area of a square, is length times length. So here you're going to say area is equal to L squared, which is length times length, which is equal to 7 times 7, which is equal to 49. But they say what? In centimeters squared. You don't change. Then you put that. Are you with me? Next one, calculate the volume of the cube in centimeters. Guys, when it comes to the volume of a cube, you have got 3 parts. You see, you can say this, it's up to you, is length times width times height, or L cubed, because it's a cube. So here the volume V is equal to L cubed, which is length times width times height. Sometimes they say that width is breadth. They put a B here. They put a B. Length times breadth times height. But you see, it's 7 times 7 times 7. Now, they say it in centimeter cubed, so we don't have to change anything, which is equal to what? So guys, I hope you're paying attention on this, which is 7 times 7 times 7. It gives us 343, which is equal to, it gives us 343 what? Centimeter cubed, because they maintain the units. Alright, that is that part. And then that was that. Let's check if ever the question continues. Then it says here, let me check, 5.1.3, this one is 5.1.4. yes, so the question continues here. It says calculate the surface area of the cube correct to the nearest meter squared. You see, the units change now. We are talking about meters now, but remember we are working with centimeters. But now look at the marker location also. The marker location is what? Is 4 marks. So when they are changing the marker location here, you must also see, okay, something has changed. They want the surface area. Now I want to go back here to this cube and erase this part. I just want to show you when they talk about the surface area, so that you also don't get confused here. You see, with the surface area, they are saying you have got, let me also erase here. You have got this front part. You see, you've got this front part of the surface area, that's the surface area. But you must know this front part here, remember it's a square, because they want the surface area. It is times 2, because there is the other back side here. Are you with me? So you've got 7 and you've got 7, but these are centimeters. But let me show you, because they wanted you to calculate the surface area and they want you to change the answers to what? To meters. I will encourage you, this is what you do. Already here, work with meters. Don't work with centimeters. So you take a calculator. Remember, from centimeters to meters, from the smaller to the bigger you divide. So you say 7 divided by 100. It's better already to work with what? With meters. It's 0.07. So here I've got 0.07 meters and 0.07 meters. But don't forget, there are 2 of them. Alright. And then secondly, I've got this part, this one. See this part? It's also another surface area here. But how many of these do I have? So if I can draw it for you, just as a reminder, I've got this part. Remember, it's a square. It's still gonna be the same. It's something like this. Alright. So what will I have? I will have 0.07 and then here 0.07. You see? But I've got 2 of them because there is another one on this side. You see that? So again, this is 1, this is 2, and then how many so far? This is 2, this is 4. Now there is the top one that we didn't cover, this one. You see this one here? Are you with me? So if you look at it, if I can draw it also, just to bring it a little bit this side, if I can draw this, what I have, I've got something like this, something, it's a square, guys, it's a square. The aim is to come up with a square. Alright, but now don't forget there is another one at the bottom. Alright, So with that, again, it's 0,07 and 0,07. But remember, we are dealing with meters now. That's why they made it 4 marks. So now, when the question comes back here and they say to you, calculate the surface area of the cube correct to the nearest meter squared. So it's a matter of you doing here to say, on these shapes, this is number 3. Here, it's 0,07 times, remember it's length times breadth, times 0,07. Plus, on this one again, 0,07 times 0,07, and then plus 0,07 times 0,07. So you can see that in here we are actually saying 0,07 times 0,07. How many times? 1, 2, 3. 3 times. Are you seeing that? That's what we are actually doing. So you can actually come and summarize it to say surface area is equal to 0,07 times 0,07 times 3. You saw that? You can do the long way of doing it. I mean, 3 times. It's up to you, but it's still fine. So it's 0,07 times 0,07 times 3. I think that. Then equal to, then you write your answer 0,0147. Now be careful. You see, it's 0,0147. Now they say calculate the surface area of the cube to the nearest meter squared, to the nearest meter. Now in this question here, they were a bit tricky because the nearest meter, it's more like you have to round off. You see, correct to the nearest meter, you have to round off. So if I'm rounding off here, you see, to the nearest meter, what will I do there if I'm rounding off? But let's just follow up with the normal way when they were saying correct to 2 decimal places. So you can actually do it shift, and then there is setup, and then we've got fix, number 6. Fix, that's when you're rounding off. They say 2 decimal places, then you press SD, 0,01. Let's just do that. 0,01 meter squared. Remember, the answer was actually 0,0147. You can write it here, 0,0147 meter squared. You can write that, then equal to, then you round off. Did you see how I rounded off to 2 decimal places? Let me repeat again. This is what you do. You get your answer as 0,0147. This was our answer, equal to. Then you say shift, setup. Then number 6 is your fix. And then 2 decimal places is fixed to what? To 2 decimal places. When you press SD, the calculator can round off for you. Alright. So that is that part. Now let's just go to the next one. A cylinder with a diameter of this. So this is a diameter D. See? D is equal to 28 millimeters. I didn't have to write that. And the height, this is H, is shown below, can fit exactly inside the square-based pyramid as shown below. So this is the square-based pyramid. Are you with me? And then this is your cylinder here. Okay. And then the question is, calculate the volume of the cylinder in cubic meters if pi is this. You need to know now the formulas. That's where they are going to trick you on here. Now, what is the volume of a cylinder? Volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h. You are multiplying pi times r squared times h. So what is our value of pi? For pi, you're going to use that. So you're going to say equal to, where there is pi, you put 22/7 times. Now, let me divide my line here. Now, we know the diameter. What was the diameter? You see, the diameter is 28 millimeters. So it's very important. So you write that diameter is 28 millimeters. And you know, this is, they even showed us the diameter. It is. But the radius, that's from the center to the diameter here. If this was our center, here, you see? So you must know that this is the radius and then the other one is the radius. So what is the diameter? The diameter is equal to radius plus or times 2. It's radius plus radius, which is equal to 2 times radius. You get the diameter, which means if I'm given the diameter and I want the radius, what do? I divide by 2 the diameter. You see, divide by 2. So radius is diameter divided by 2. Hence here you take the diameter, you divide by 2, which is equal to 14 millimeters. So you can say here its diameter is equal to 25. The way I wrote it is not actually proper. You can just say here radius. We don't have to say diameter. Radius is equal to 28 over 2, which is 14 millimeters. So we are actually calculating the radius here. So where there is radius now, we have got 14 squared. I think that this is 14 squared times what is our height. They say it is 35. And then you write the final answer. You don't have to stress. The calculator will do the rest. Guys, that's how we do this. Okay, so it's 22 over 7 multiplied by 14 squared, and then you multiply by 35, and then you get your answer, 21,560. Alright, 21,560, but it's what they even gave you to write the units. Don't change the units, you see, because already it's in cubic millimeters. Alright, that was 4 marks. Next question is continuing here, 5.2.2. so it's continuing from the previous, because the other one was 5.2.1. so 5.2.2, they are saying I think you remember here this 28, you still remember this 28, it's still more like this 28 here. So what are they saying? They are saying the diagram below shows the top view of the cylinder inside the square-based prism box in question 5.2.1. They are continuing that. Calculate the area in the shaded region if pi is that. Give your answer correct to 2 decimal places. It's a common question. If they want you to calculate the area, so what they want you to do, look at this. You must remember the center is not shaded. So the shaded one, you can see the shaded one. It is this part, these things that are out here. You see, those are the shaded areas. So for you to do that, let's have the square here to say, remember, focus on the radius. What was the radius? The radius here, we said R is equal to 14 millimeters. That's the first part. Alright, now to find the area of circle, you see, they are tricking you. What is it? What's the area of the circle? It's pi r squared. That's where they are hitting you. Secondly, we need the area of this square here. See? Now let's find the area of this square. Now we know this is 28 and this is 28, but it's millimeters. So area of square, what's the formula for the area of square? Is L squared, remember, which is equal to what? You know, L squared is 28 squared. So that's what you do. Then, when you are finding the area of the shaded part, those areas here, like here, shaded, here, shaded, because the area of the square is everything. The area of the square was everything. But now to cut out the circle here, you start subtracting. So it's area of square minus area of circle. Are you with me? So to find out that, you can even write it already now. To say, if they say calculate the area of the shaded region, you're going to say area of shaded region is equal to area of square. The bigger one is the square, and then you say minus area of what? Of circle. That's all. And then you continue, area of shaded region is equal to, now area of what? Of circle. You write the formula, pi r squared minus L squared. Now we put numbers, which is equal to pi. They say use 3,14. That is pi. We're here. Pi r squared. Pi times, what was our r? You know, we said our r was 14. So pi times 14 squared. We're done. Minus L, sorry, it's area of what? It's area of square. I'm just mixing up that thing. This is supposed to be after. Let's take this is supposed to be after. I don't want to rewrite this. This is supposed to be here. So it's area. Remember, it's area of square. What is the area of square? It's L squared, which is what? 28 times 28 minus pi r squared, and then the calculator gives you the answer. So you do that. You can do that, maybe for the sake of working, you do it in two parts. You say 28 times 28. Are you with me? And then you say 3,14 times 14 squared. You can do it separately. So let's do the first one. 28 times 28. What do we get? 784. Just to minus, then you do the other one, which is your 3,14 times 14 squared, which is 3,14, not 3, which is good, 615,44. 615,44, which is equal to, then you can actually finalize now the answer to say it's 784. The first one must always be bigger, you know, minus 615,44, because you can't get a negative answer here. Area cannot be negative. 168,56. So 168 here, 56. They said in millimeters squared, so we didn't need to worry. To 2 decimal places. Calculate the area of the shaded. Give your answer correct to 2 decimal places. It's already in 2 decimal places in millimeters squared. You do that. There is millimeters squared. Alright. So guys, that is that. And then I hope this doesn't create confusion with you. You are able to follow up. Okay. And then I think, let me finish up this question. The video is now a bit longer. Now I told you, if the videos are more than 24 minutes, remember this is the 24-minute lesson. If the videos are longer, don't sit there watching the video for more than 24 minutes. You do 24 minutes, take a break, come again after 24 minutes, do again the next 24 minutes, take a break. Are you with me? Because if you sit for too long, for more than 30 minutes or more than 40 minutes, you are just wasting your time. After 24 minutes or 25 minutes, your mind is already full. There is nothing you're going to understand. You are just watching me like I'm acting this, like I'm acting a movie, a mathematics movie. When you break and take a break, you go out, talk to someone, go out, you know, talk to your neighbor, just go out or walk in the street for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then you come back. Your mind will have refreshed, and then you can sit again for the next 24 minutes. This is an exam tip that will work for you. If you use it well, trust me, it will work for you. Okay. Now in the diagram below, question 6. Let's do this. Question 6. In the diagram below, O is the center of the circle. You can see the O there, with the radius 5 centimeters. They didn't put it, but what is the radius? It's the distance from the center to there. That's our radius here. Are you with me? So I'm going to write that radius is 5. Okay, that radius there. It's not clear there. Let's put it clear to say a radius is equal to 5 centimeters. And then RT is perpendicular. That sign means perpendicular to OY. So where is RT? RT, I can see RT is perpendicular. That's why they put that 90 degrees. You see that? That's what it means. And RT is 8 centimeters. And OY is what? Is 12 centimeters. So let's come back here. RT, this one, is 8. Now there is something already you must know about RT. If this is a kite, you must always know about this. Let me just draw it again here. This is more like a kite. This is actually a kite, like this. Mine is not doing it right. Okay, again it's not. Let me try to do it like this. Let me try to do it like this, but it's not doing the way I want. This is a kite, almost better. So you must know something about the kite. If this is equal to this, that's what they gave us, and this is a 90 degrees, you must know that the line here, if this is x, that is also x. We call this a perpendicular bisector. The distance here is the same from the center. That is x, meaning if we know here, this is the center on the original, that is 8, which means this is 4, and that is 4 centimeters. 4 centimeters. Why? Because RT is 8. Are you with me? And then they telling us here, let me use another one. They are saying this distance OY here is equal to what? They are telling us is equal to 12 centimeters. So what's the question here? If pi is equal to this, calculate the circumference of the circle. Oh, guys, there is a circle. You need to know what is the formula for the circumference. C for circumference is equal to 2 pi r, meaning 2 times pi times r. That's what it means, which is equal to 2, I'm just forgetting, 2 times, they say pi, we use 3,14. You must know these formulas, okay? They don't give you, but you must know the formula. Remember, area of a circle, you must know the formula, is pi r squared. Circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. Remember this. In the exam, these you must know before you sit for exam. And then so it's 2 pi, and then what was our radius? They told us our radius was 5. You see, just to recall the formula they will give you 1 mark. To substitute 1 mark, and the final answer will be 1 mark. It's 3 marks. Guys, knowing the formula is already an advantage. Okay, 3,14 times 5. And then it's 31,4. That is that. 31,4. Now, what are we dealing with? With centimeters. But if they say to 2 decimal places, you know that you're supposed to write it like this. 31,40 centimeters. This is the actual answer in what? 2 decimal places. You understand? 3,140. They will mark you if you say 3,4, but this is 1 decimal place. So you just put a 0 after that to maintain the instructions to say leave your answer in 2 decimal places. Now then the next one, how many marks? 5 marks. Calculate the length of KY. KY. They want this one. From here to there. Okay, 5 marks, but it was not complicated. KY. Which means we know that OY is 12. If we can find here. You see, we know this. If we can find here, let's say this was X and this is Y. We know that if we take X plus Y, what do we get? We get 12, because they told us here at the top that OY is equal to 12 centimeters. Are you getting that? Now, what do we do? I will say, work it like this. Work it like this. There is already a hint here. Look at this. I'm just gonna do it from here. Can I do it from here? Yeah, on my blackboard. Look at this. If I take this, I'm taking from the circle, I take this one and I take this one. This is 90 degrees, they told us. And this is our O, and this is our R, and this is our K. Do you see that? They were actually testing the theorem of Pythagoras. This is 4 centimeters. This is 5 centimeters. Now we want to find OK, which is your X. Do you see what they are saying here? So you know with the Pythagoras, if this was X, Y, Z, that's what X, this becomes your Y, this becomes your Z. What is the theorem of Pythagoras? X squared plus Y squared is equal to z squared. And you know, now if you say x squared, which is what we want, ok squared plus y squared, which is 4 squared, is equal to z squared, which is 5 squared. And we must take this to the other side so that we've got ok squared is equal to 5 squared is 25 minus 16. You see, then after that we solve this. So that's what you're supposed to do here. So first of all, you identify ok to say it was Pythagoras. Some they like it like this. They will say when they do it, they say ok squared is equal to, already they write it like this, 5 squared minus 4 squared. And they already see that, okay, this is the smaller side, so it will be the bigger side minus the smaller side. They want to jump this stage. See, they want to move straight to the stage, which is 5 squared is 25 minus 4 squared, which is 16. Are you getting that? So some prefer that. It's the theorem of Pythagoras, which is ok squared is equal to 25 minus 16. And then ok squared is equal to 25 minus 16 is 9. How do you get ok? Then you square root here, ok squared. You see that? You square root is equal to also square root of 9. So what is ok? Ok is equal to square root of 9 is 3. But don't forget, don't forget what you're dealing with. You are dealing with centimeters, so it's 3 centimeters. But guys, that's not the end. That's not the end. You just found ok from here to here. Let me erase here. There is the k. You see, you just found ok. But we know oy is what? Is 12. So you just subtract. Remember, if you want ky is the bigger one, oy minus ok. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Look, it's like you've got this thing here. You've got this big line, which is here. And this is O, and this is Y. Am I right? Let's check. Yes, OY. And then I tell you that from here, if I cut, just here, if I cut like this, and then I tell you that this distance is K. So here is your K, here. And I tell you that this is 3 centimeters. And then I ask you now to say, what is this distance now? What is this distance? You know that the bigger distance is what? They told you this big distance, this one. This big distance here. They told you is what? Is 12. It's easy, guys. Come on. I'm just wasting time now. If ever you're not saying it, I'm sorry though. But you know, it's for the underdogs. That's why I take my time. This is 12. So you can see that if I say 3 plus, if this becomes my x, in a way, you know, what is ky? If it was my x, what was then going to be my value for x? Ky, what do you think? What do you do? Talk to me, talk to me. It will be 12 minus 3. What is 12 minus 3? 12 minus 3 is equal to what? Is equal to 9. Are you seeing that? So here I know that I have to have what? I have to have 9 centimeters. I know, because 9 plus 3 is 12. But now I need to write it like this. Ky, therefore, Ky is equal to 12 centimeters minus 3 centimeters, which is equal to 9 centimeters. Then you finalize, and that's the final answer. Alright, so guys, this is, I think, the end, because total is 75. Okay, we have done everything now concerning this question, which was for mathematics. What was it? It was for the provincial paper from Gauteng, which is grade 9 mathematics paper 2. So there are 3 parts. If you have not watched part 1 and part 2, I will encourage you to do so. Then you can have a full paper and be ready to prepare for your exams. I wish you all the best, guys. To get a distinction is not a challenge. It is how you prepare for your final exam. The more you use this, the more you get better. So what do? As I said, work it out yourself for the second time. Now check where you are making errors, and then the more you practice, remember you're watching, now you start practicing. You take the same questions, work them out yourself, and then if you are struggling and you are stuck, revisit the video, check out where you are missing it, and then trust me. Remember, I'm teaching you how to walk. So as I teach you how to walk, this is the better time for you to get more practice. So this is the 24-minute lesson. We've come to the end of our lesson. Thank you.